Introduction. Hi, I'm Spider Toast. That's not my real name. That would be weird. It has been an hour-long disaster starting this video, and I think it's like 1 a.m. now, so let's just start. Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of like a tutorial type video with a special effects look. It's going to be yin yang inspired. I don't know if it's going to be perfectly like half white half black, but it'll have that kind of vibe because I got this really nice white long wig and I really want to use it, and that's basically why. So hopefully this tutorial is easy enough to follow along to, that other people can do the look. I might scrap this entire intro and just get right into it, I'm not sure, but anyway, let's get started. So to start out this look, you're basically just going to do a regular makeup base, concealer, foundation, all of that good stuff. Please excuse my double chin. I'm very self-conscious of it, but I figured out there's no way to really hide it if I'm going to be making YouTube videos, so I need to kind of just get over it. But anyway, I'm just concealing some blemishes right now, and then I'm going to go in with a regular foundation, and that's going to be my base. I'm using my favorite foundation ever. This is Stay Naked by, I'm not sure, it says D on the side of it. Urban Decay, I assume. I'm gonna say Urban Decay. I'm not I got foundation on my bed. I'm not up to date with like popular makeup. I do special effects. I kind of just do my own thing and roll with it. So like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna show you guys the brands I'm using, but like I don't know popular makeup brands. I'm not a makeup guru, you know? I buy drugstore makeup usually, and I have some fancy stuff that's usually gifts, and that's about it. But anyway, just going with your regular base, you get the idea. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to be doing is a nice wash of black eyeshadow on this eye and a nice wash of white eyeshadow on this eye. So I'm using the Revolution Reloaded Blackout palette, and I do believe that this palette has been discontinued, but I'm pretty sure that a matte black and a matte white are exclusives to Revolution, so you should be fine using whatever black or white eyeshadow you have. When you look absolutely insane, you know you've done it well. Now if you're very pale like me and white eyeshadow just doesn't kind of do it for you, you can come in with a nice white face paint. I just put a little bit on my finger and lightly dabbed it and like blended it out with the brush, which there it is, a blender, a brush, whatever, and just kind of did that. And as you can see, it looks pretty eyeshadowy, but it actually like shows up on my face. So now that I have a little bit of a light wash of black and then white, I'm going to be coming in with the eyeliner. So I want to kind of reverse it on either side. So on the side with the black wash, I'm going to be doing a white eyeliner, and on the side with the white wash, I'm going to be doing the black eyeliner. Starting with the black eyeliner, I don't know if you can see that well, but I'm going to be using the NYX Epic Ink Liner. This is my favorite black eyeliner ever. I use it all the time. It's super pigmented. It goes on like super easily. So this is kind of my go-to. You can use whichever eyeliner you're comfortable with. And I'm going to do a basic wing and then I think maybe a couple little accent lines. I'll play around with it, see how it goes. And you can basically do it in whatever style you want. You can really customize this look obviously however you want. You don't have to follow this to a T. Let's go in with the white eyeliner on this side. So I'm also going to be using a NYX eyeliner here because again it's my favorite brand ever. It's always been my go-to for like daily makeup or whatever, and this is the Epic Wear Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. Now using a liquid eyeliner, which I'm not nearly as skilled at, I'm going to try to basically just copy the same wing on this side in white. Now the natural progression for this look and pretty much any eye look is the lashes. So I want white eyelashes on this side and black eyelashes on this side. But obviously white eyelashes aren't very easy to come by, so basically I'm just going to take two different black pairs of lashes and I'm going to just paint one of them white. So I have a nice little set here of some magnetic lashes, and basically I've cut them each to just cover half of your eye because really I just want an accent on the end here. And you can see if I just kind of messily set that down, how that looks versus having a full eye look. It'll kind of just cover up all the eyeliner if I do that. So I want to just use the like top half of each of these. So cut your lashes in half, get a pair you don't care that much about, and I'm going to start by just doing some basic mascara right here, and then we'll get into the lashes. I'm gonna start with this black side because that's obviously going to be the easiest to do since I don't have to like paint it. So I'm putting this lash glue, which is magnetic lash glue, so it's black right on my actual lashes, not on my lash line. And the reason for that is so it doesn't look like I have, you know, black eyeliner right there. I'm just going to cover this lash in some white face paint. Is that the most professional way to color the lashes? Probably not, but hey, it works. Now I'm also going to be doing my bottom lashes, regular black mascara on this side and some white face paint on that side. Now it's time to actually get to it looking weird and special effectsy, you know? Because so far it's just kind of been like a regular eye look, but in reverse on this side. Okay, so now I'm going to be doing some like teardrop style stuff coming down my face. So here I have some white face paint. It's the same white face paint I've been using this entire time. And on the side with the white eyeliner, I'm going to be using this face paint to basically create little tears going down my face. As you can see, I'm just kind of dabbing up by my eyelid and then pulling it down using my finger. And I think that's a pretty good method. You can also kind of do that. But I like the way it fades when I kind of just smudge it down, you know? And it doesn't have to look like real tears. On the other side, I'm gonna just do the same exact thing, but with black. And yeah, you know how to do it, right? You're just kind of teardrops. It's easy. So now I just have some prosthetic horns in this sketchy looking package right here. Here is like the actual packaging, which I've already taken out, but these are demon horns. I found them on Amazon. If you just search prosthetic horns, they'll be like one of the first things to pop up. I think they were $8 or something, so they're not that expensive. But basically, small horn prosthetics. These are latex prosthetics. So now that I've cut them in half and it's two separate horns, I'm going to attach them using spirit gum. You could also use liquid latex, you know, whatever kind of like skin adhesive works for you. Probably school glue, to be honest, would work, but yeah, I have spirit gum. I couldn't find my spirit gum, so I ended up using liquid latex, but you know, the effect is the same. I wanted to not use liquid latex because they're latex prosthetics and it's going to be hard to get off. But that's okay, it's a skin adhesive, and if I can't reuse them, they were only $8. But I think these horns are pretty cool. I really like them. So of course, the first thing I need to do is blend out the edges with my skin tone, so I'm going to be using my concealer to do that. Now I have my favorite like thing ever. This is a Graftobian face paint palette, and as you can see, it's a pretty small just little like wheel here with some liquid latex just chilling in it. But I've had this for over a year and it's still pretty full besides the two colors that I use the most. So it's pretty expensive. I think it's like $15 or $20 for this little thing, but it does last a while. A little goes a long way. And I'm just like frantically looking around for my brush. So here's my brush. Now I'm going to be using this to blend out the edges of these prosthetics with like a light pink kind of mauve-ish tone. So here I go with a tone that's just maybe a little bit reddish, a little bit brownish. It's kind of just like my skin tone except slightly darker. And I'm basically just getting that on the horn, painting right along the edges of where the two actual horns are. And hopefully you can hear me. My hand was kind of in front of my mouth right there, but I'm just kind of making it look a little bit, you know, irritated. Like there's a horn coming out of my head. And then just on that inner edge portion, I'm coming in with a pretty dark brown. And that's just going to kind of make it look like a little shadow right there, which will give it more of a like popping out type effect. So I just have a flat brush right here, which isn't a real flat brush. I've kind of just made it flat by doing that. And I'm just putting the tip of it into the brown and then just kind of pushing down and in just like that. If you can see that. That compared to the other side, that gives it a lot more dimension. Now I've got a nice orangish blush that I'm going to come right around the edges with. It's going to give a little bit of a reddish type tone. And I would tell you the name / brand of this blush, but there's no brand on it. There used to be right on the top there, but I totally like rubbed off all the labeling, so it's orange blush. I don't know. As you can see, I made the tips of these black with some face paint, and then I just blended out the edges a little bit with my fingers so it looks like a nice natural progression. And now it's time to do the splotching effect, which if you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably just never used a latex prosthetic. But basically you're going to take some red face paint and kind of do that with the brush, you know, to get it to kind of like look splotchy around the edges of the prosthetic, and it blends it out really good and it makes it look like coming out of your skin and not like a separate prosthetic piece. You'll see what I mean when I do it. You can very much see when I stop and start the video, but that's okay. You know, some cuts you'll see it, some cuts you won't, it's fine. But anyway, in real life that made an absolutely massive difference. I'm not sure how huge the difference is in the actual camera because the edges might have already looked kind of blended out since the camera isn't like the best quality. But yes, it makes it look a lot more infected and like horror-ish, and also it blends out those edges so much better. I love how these horns look so much, and it just makes me want to wipe this off and completely redo it because the white is so splotchy. I'll redo it at the end, it's totally okay. I couldn't help myself. I redid the lines coming out of my eyes, and I really like this second run a lot better. It's a little bit better controlled. It's not as like going down my whole entire face, and I think that's a lot better because it leaves more room for me to do something else in my mouth, you know. So sorry that you had to look at it in the terrible way for most of this video, but I really like this a little bit less dramatic crying look. I'm gonna be putting some concealer on my lips to kind of give myself a little bit of a blank canvas, you know. The concealer I'm using, by the way, is by Rare Beauty. I'm not sure the actual shade name, it's not written on the bottle, but concealer, really just use whatever your normal concealer is. Now what I'm gonna go for here is my lips kind of just looking really thin and like almost just a line on my face. Now what I've done here is basically just taken my brush, which I definitely didn't lose on the ground, and kind of did that kind of motion to just pull the paint from inside of my mouth to a little bit of the outside, make my lips look a little bit smaller than they actually are. And then I also pulled out the corners, just like kind of doing a straight line on either side. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing with my mouth next is to get some stuff running down it, because what I want to do is kind of connect my face to the rest of my body and have it not just be a super face heavy look, if you know what I mean. So I want some stuff running out of my mouth, and since I'm going to be doing a white wig, I want some black to run out of my mouth so it's like not super white heavy. Now I want some black freckles, and the reason for that is because this area kind of looks a little bit plain to me. So for this, I'm gonna use a brush that's like super pointy and just really wet my black face paint so that I can just kind of get the tip of it black, and then I can just dot it like a freckle, just like that, and I think that's gonna work out just fine. Now, like I may have said before, I may have cut out of the video, I want to get like a bloody look somewhere else on my body, because just having the red blood up here and just black and white down kind of looks off to me. So for this, the first thing I'm gonna do is give just a little bit of like a bloody sprinkle, kind of like I did around the horns up here, around my mouth, maybe to look like I just ate something, I'm a wild animal, I don't know. So let me just like find my blood real fast. That sounded weird. Find my fake blood. So what I have here is also by Graftobian. They're one of my favorite brands for special effects stuff, and this is blood paste, which is absolutely my favorite type of fake blood to work with because it's super thick and easy to control. It's not like the really liquidy fake blood stuff you'll probably think of when you first hear like fake blood. So what I've done here is I've really frayed my brush and I've got some of that blood paste on it, and I'm just gonna dab. Now to also give kind of a bloody effect throughout the rest of my face, I'm gonna do some right here like on the top of my nose. So I'm gonna come in here with some Mayron skin toned liquid latex, and you can also just use a regular clear liquid latex, put foundation on it, same thing. Now I'm just doing a line right over the top of my nose. It's just a little bit bigger than the actual cut. So now what I have here is a nail file and a pair of scissors. You can also use anything that has a point. I've used a toothpick in the past, but basically what I'm gonna do is kind of just carve out the area that I want there to be the actual cut and just push it out and create a nice little hole in the middle there. So once I've created a little hole, I'm just going to take my scissors, kind of go under the liquid latex and cut out the rest of the hole. Now I'll just give you a very quick like crash course on how to build up a wound. I'll probably do a full video on this in the future, but basically all you're going to do is put a light color of like a pinkish red around the edges and then a dark reddish brown inside using face paint. And as you can see, that already looks pretty good. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is take a pretty thin brush and I'm gonna use the same brown that I used to build up these horns right on the very edge of the interior of this wound. And it's gonna give the same effect that it did with the horns of just giving it a lot more depth. And then of course you're coming in with the fake blood and you're just gonna put that right on the inside of the wound. Now this is basically the look, and if you don't have contacts, you don't have a wig, you're pretty much just gonna stop here, and I think it looks pretty cool. But for those of you who do have the contacts and wig, I think that is what's gonna really elevate this look to the next level, so let's do that. So now I have the wig cap on. I'll get in the frame. I have the wig cap on here. My hair feels compressed. My head feels really light, and I'm gonna just put the wig right on top. Now, is it a cheap Amazon wig? Yes. Does the hairline look completely unrealistic? Yes, but I think it really adds to the look. I mean, the hair's kind of frizzy and weird, which I think works for this, and the long hair is definitely what I would be going for with this type of thing. The white obviously fits with the whole black and white theme. I really like it. Now what will really elevate this is the contacts. Contacts always bring a look from like an 8 to a 10, you know? So I have a huge bucket of contacts. These are my obsession, to be honest. This is probably like $150, $200 worth of contacts, which is way too much. But I'm gonna look for a black one and a white one. That's all you need. I have the black contacts in here, and I'm actually gonna open up a brand new white contact because my old ones were really dried up. I'm gonna be putting the white contact in this eye and the black contact in this eye. Now, as you can see, the contacts really elevated the look. I'm now half blind, but that's totally fine and it's worth it. I'm really happy with this, but I'm gonna add one last finishing touch, which is going to be making my eyebrows white. Since I've made my hair white, I just think it makes sense. If you don't have a white wig, there's no need for this step, but I just want my eyebrows to match my hair, so I'm just gonna put some white face paint on top of them, and I think that'll be good. So I've just made my eyebrows a little bit frosty, but anyway, this is the finished look, and I'm actually really happy with it. I really like how the horns turned out. I think that they look super like well blended and just like horror-ish. I love the white and black theme. I think the contacts and the wig definitely add to it a lot. I kind of look like I would just come out of the forest and get ya. But I really like how it turned out. So I'll put some pictures at the end of this video to kind of show you guys like the whole thing with some well taken photos, maybe some edited photos. But anyway, I hope this tutorial was like easy enough to follow along with. I know probably only 5 people will see the video, but out of those 5 people, maybe one of them will try it. If you try this look, please show it to me. I would love to see other people's interpretations of it. I'll also post on Instagram and TikTok, so if you want to follow me in either of those places, I think I have the same exact username that I do on YouTube, if not like a little bit changed. I'll put it on the screen. I sound so fake in the intro, so I think I might just use this. Thanks for watching. I hope that this tutorial was easy to follow along with. I'm about to wash this off, but I think it turned out pretty good. And I'm whispering because my parents are asleep upstairs. But in front of this like flower thing, I think that looks pretty cool. Yeah, roll the pictures. Why? Stop. That's like the 8th time it's fallen down. Everyone's gonna see my double chin. So I got water everywhere, but as I was saying, I think I'm just gonna delete that clip. Be natural, they said. It'll be easy, they said. YouTube is easy money, right? I have 2 subscribers. I think I'll earn a living off of this. I actually really like this eye. I feel like I would wear this look out. Definitely not this one. This is a little iffy, but I like this one a lot. God, this is so hard, y'all. You don't even... I just dumped liquid latex on my carpet. How do I intro? Am I looking at the camera? I don't. And I'm short, so space above my head, I don't wear. I'm short.